I'm gonna be rich from day trading. I'm only 70 years old and I haven't earned a single dollar from it yet. But I've been documenting my whole journey online, and this is week number 16. I'm trying to get my first payout from day trading at 17 years old. And if you're just tuning in, make sure you check out my previous videos right here. Check out the whole playlist and make sure you catch up. I post weekly on YouTube and I post daily on TikTok and Instagram. So make sure you check out those. Link in the description down below. This is a recap of my whole journey so far, but if you've been keeping up, you should know. But this is the recap from last week. And last week, we ended up blowing our account. So this week, we back. We got a new eval account and we better. Hopefully, we can scale this up. Hopefully, we can pass it this week or maybe next week. Or just keep building and stacking because I'm trying to get this payout real soon, especially before the end of the year. But that don't mean I'm going to force trades. But let's go ahead and just get into it. We ended up taking no trades today. Price didn't give me what I wanted, so we was patient and we just didn't trade today. So I wanted price to come in the market open and sweep this low down here and then reach session highs. Because above this session high was a 1 hour fair value gap as well. So that was my strong drawn liquidity where I want price to hit. And once price hit that, I didn't know what to do, so I just won't go trade after that. So I wanted to catch the move to that area. So coming in, you can see that we almost swept this low. We almost went down, but we just didn't all the way get there. And then price went up, respected this 1 minute for value gap, and then went up and took this high that we wanted. I was low key about to enter right here just because I had a fear of missing out, and I was about to have a not even a 1-to-1 versus award, but I just self talk to myself, and then we didn't end up taking the trade. And I'm glad we didn't do that. Even though we would have won, it's against my rules, and then in the long term, that's just not going to be profitable. So I'm glad we just was patient with it. We didn't take any setups. And later on in the day, you can see this price action. It's not real clear to me, so we just didn't trade at all. So I'm glad we was patient. We actually studied the markets, looked at the markets, studied the price action, and just we was in tune with it. And that's what I want to do from now on because I feel like I was just putting trading on the back burner kind of when I want this to be, you know, yeah. But yeah, we definitely gonna keep taking good setups, keep being patient, and just hopefully to get a payout before the end of the year. But we're not gonna rush it, of course. We took no trades today due to my own lack of knowledge in the market. So coming in the market open, we want the price to just go up. We had a bullish bias. Coming in, you can see price manipulated down into this 15-minute fair value gap here. So that checks off on my list for a higher time frame confirmation. And all I wanted to see there was an entry model. So price shot up, boom, went into this 1 minute fair value gap, respected it, and then price inverse this right here. Boom. I could have put my stop below this low and my stop at this high or somewhere around there, and we would have had a well beyond a 1-to-1 risk to award, and this would have played out. But I didn't see it in real time. But looking back, I saw it, but I didn't see it in real time while it was playing out. I guess it was just too choppy for me, and I wanted clean price action when it's never gonna be clean. So and then price chopping up, boom, manipulated down, boom, into another 15-minute fair value gap. So then all I wanted was another entry model to target these highs up here. And I wanted price to break above like it did. And then all I wanted was a retest, but it didn't give me no retest, so I just didn't enter. But I also could have entered off this inverse right here and for my stop below this candle and still target this high. But we didn't took any of those trades today. We could have took 2 trades today, one good trade and then one bad trade. But we still took no trades on this eval account 2 days in. But tomorrow we gonna be better. Here's how we ended up losing $850 today day trading. So coming in the market open, I wanted price to reach into this 15-minute for value gap, this red zone I marked out, and then sweep sell side liquidity, this black line right here, and reach into this other 15-minute fair value gap, and then go higher. But price went into here, and then price was consolidating. As you can see, price was just not good price action, and it never reached this zone right here. So then I realized like it's not gonna reach it. So then I still had that bias of looking for longs. And price came into the zone, respected fair value gaps, boom, and then it inversed this 1 minute fair value gap, but it didn't inverse it on the 3 minute, and that's where I went wrong. If I would have waited 2 more minutes for price to inverse it on the 3 minute, I would have never took it because it never inversed on the 3 minute. It only inversed on the 1 minute, and when it inversed on the 1 minute, I entered long. But if I would have been a little more patient, I would have never took this trade. So my takeaway from the day is just definitely be more patient and just don't have fear of missing out. Don't have no FOMO, and just be patient. I was patient this whole week, and then we really shouldn't have taken no trades today because there was no clean setups, and I definitely should have been patient. But I'm glad I'm learning from every single trade. Here's how we made $1,350 today day trading. So come pre-market, you can see we went up and swept London highs right here. So after we swept London highs, price dropped down, and then it swept London lows. So after it took two draws on liquidity, I didn't know what price wanted to do, so I was just playing out, and see what price wanted to give me. So boom, if we hop on a 15 minute, we can see we can see this big 15 minute imbalance right here. And I was like, okay, that's my next draw on liquidity where I want price to go. So I was looking for a trade to this imbalance. So we can see price boom swept liquidity on the lower time frame. Swept this low resistance liquidity. Boom. And then it gave me an inverse fair value gap right here at this candle. So once it gave me that, I entered and I just targeted to inside this fair value gap, inside this imbalance. Put my stop down here, and then we just had the 1.25 or so award, and price ended up just going up to our take profit, and we ended up catching a dub. I'm glad I was patient and steady looking at the markets because this was a clean trade, and all this noise and all this bad price action, it was a couple candles that gave me a good setup to where I wanted price to go. So that's why it's important just to look at all the time frames, to look at all the draws on liquidity, because if we were just targeting lows and highs, we wouldn't have got anything. We wouldn't have got none for real. So I'm glad I looked at the higher time frame and just checked out every withdrawal liquidity. Here's how we ended up making $440 today day trade. If we come in pre-market, you can see price on the 15 minute swept this low right here, and it respected this 15 minute imbalance over here. So I was definitely looking bullish to the upside. If we hop on the 1 minute, we can see price boom came up, manipulated to the downside, respected this 1 minute imbalance. Okay. All I wanted was a inverse of these fair value gaps to look for some longs to these highs, but it didn't give me no clean inverses. So I was just waiting for a better setup. Then we had a boom retest of this order block over here. Boom, price boom went up, and then it respected this fair value gap. So I was looking for longs right here. Boom, and then target these highs up here, my stop over here or something like that. But I hit buy on my phone and it never went through. I don't know if it was my internet or something, but it never went through. So I was pissed because we would have won this trade. And I was mad, and I was mad. So I just kind of forced this trade right here because that first trade never went through, and we would have won that trade. So I was mad, and I kind of forced this. I respected this fair value gap. I entered soon as this closed, targeting this high up here and its daily fair value gap. Boom. And then we get stopped out. Once we get stopped out, I was beyond mad because we should have got that first trade. That would have been a dub. And then we got stopped out on the second one. That was a freaking late trade that I never wanted to enter in the first place. I was mad. So then I was just forcing a trade so I can get back in profits. I was looking for a trade I can force and gamble. It wasn't a good quality setup. So we took the second trade and we just entered just to gamble. I didn't even have no clean setup for it. It wasn't even a good trade in my eyes. But we just did it just to do it. And we ended up actually winning in 1 minute in one candle. Price came all the way down to our take profit. We put our stop above this high. But above this candle, and we ended up winning. That's kind of crazy, but I know not to gamble at all because gambling is not good for the long term. But that's definitely on me, and I've definitely learned from it. And I need to stop having fear of missing out because I always take bad trades. Well, that wraps up week number 16 of trying to get my first payout from day trading. And we ended the week up off in profits around $1,000 on the eval account. So if we stay on this path or maybe even a better path, taking better trades without losing, we can pass his eval account next week. We took 4 total trades this week. 2 dubs and 2 losses. Only one very good trade, which he won very big. Not very big, but big, kinda. But the other 3 were kinda iffy. Kinda bad, kinda iffy. Not the worst, but not the best for sure. But we definitely gonna learn from it. And that leads me to the lesson I learned from this week is to stop having fear of missing out. Every time I have FOMO, I take bad trades, bad setups. If I miss a setup, then oh well, I miss it. It's gonna be more opportunities in the future. Stop trying to force a trade late in the move because you missed out on it. But that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys stay tuned for next week and check out my TikTok and my Instagram to check in with me daily. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure y'all stay safe out here. It's getting chilly out here, man. But check out my other videos. Subscribe down below. And peace out.